Let me ask you a question. All right, I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to be an
Yeah.
asshole, nothing. I just want to be upfront with you. You borrowed money out of a benefit account. How do you think that looks?
Kimberly Kilpatrick aveva 47 anni. Era la stimata capitana della polizia di Port Orange, in Florida. Con uno stipendio annuo di $100.000 e una carriera impeccabile, nessuno sospettava che nascondesse un oscuro segreto. Mentre il suo collega, il detective David Fouts, lottava tra la vita e la morte in coma dopo un terribile incidente, Kimberly vide un'opportunità. Gestiva il fondo di assistenza medica creato per salvargli la vita. Invece di proteggerlo, svuotò il conto. Rubò un totale di $24.000 provenienti da donazioni della comunità per estinguere il proprio mutuo. In qualità di capitano delle indagini, sapeva esattamente come cancellare le sue tracce. Prima che i sospetti diventassero ufficiali, Kimberly si dimise improvvisamente e, in un atto di disperazione, ripristinò il suo iPhone e il suo computer portatile di lavoro. Credeva che senza prove non ci fosse alcun reato. Questo video è stato tradotto, sottotitolato e adattato dall'inglese al francese, affinché possiate comprendere appieno la portata di questo tradimento.
First, I'll start this off with, you have any idea what this is about?
Yes.
What do you think this is about?
It's about the continued involvement with David Fouts and his family, the money that I had paid to Good Samaritan because I had borrowed money from Alexa Fouts. So it's more of the witch hunt from Gregory Cook and Carly White.
Okay. What money are you talking about?
There was some money that I had borrowed from Alexa back it was the end of 2016, in January of 17. I was purchasing a home in Daytona, and I was on an account with her where we were depositing money from funds collected for her family after Dave's crash.
Mm-hmm.
And I get, it looks bad on the surface, but I had borrowed the money to pay, there was a creditor thing I had to pay for the loan on the house, and then I did, there was a separate incident for the title company because the sale of my house was messed up because the people buying my house at the time, the money from the title company didn't push it through or collect it. There was no money at the time, and I had also the closing on the new house the same day. And because the funds weren't in there, I had contacted Alexa, told her what was happening, and Joe Sweats at the time was with me. He took a check to the bank to get the certified check.
And who's Joe Swift?
Joe Sweats, we were dating at the time, and he was with me there.
Oh, okay. So
Joe Sweats went with you to do what again?
He was with me closing on the houses, doing the
Okay.
closings, and I gave him the check because I had to stay to finish paperwork at the first closing.
Just so we're clear, which
Yeah.
check?
It was just one that I sent. He went with the bank to get. It was I would say it's for around 7,000, somewhere in there.
mm-hmm.
I don't
Okay.
remember the exact amount, and that was to the title company.
Okay, you can't, well, I'm pretty sure you can't, like, title companies don't take personal checks, right?
Right, he had to go to SunTrust and get the certified check. He went to the bank and did that for me.
Okay, so, back at SunTrust?
Yeah,
Okay,
I was with the title company still.
okay, and that was in,
That was January 2017. It's like in the second week of January, I guess.
È sconcertante vedere un capitano con 20 anni di esperienza infrangere la regola d'oro, Non parlare mai senza un avvocato. Kimberly sta cercando di normalizzare un furto di migliaia di dollari.
But there were
So going back to that, how'd that account become into existence?
Originally, Carmen Miller, she was a victim advocate. She had suggested that we open an account and we could put the money in there that was being collected for the family. So that's what we were doing. And because there was like GoFundMe and stuff, so that's where we were putting that in there. Alexa had her account at the time, and I think, well, Dave and Jen had their own account, but I didn't have any control or anything over those.
Okay, so then this money starts going in there from GoFundMe, and were there money from other
Some
sources?
fundraisers
Okay.
and stuff, yeah, donations.
And how do you come about to help set that account up?
So I was friends with Dave,
Mhm.
and I stepped in to help with Alexa and Kevin, and I was at the hospital with them, so I was just with them, and she kind of like, I don't know, myself and some of my girlfriends, we were all just helping take care of her and stuff. And
Was that something that the chief wanted you to do because the kids were young?
no, the chief knew I was friends with them, and I had known the kids since they were younger, so
Right.
I knew Dave when he started because we were zone partners, and I actually gave him the money to pay for his divorce when he got divorced from Estelle. Like, I mean, it was just, that's what, we were friends, and so yeah. But I knew them, and I mean, the chief never specifically said I had to step in and do something, so.
Okay, but would it be fair to say that you are kind of in charge of this account that was set up? This, for the Sun Trust account. I mean, obviously you're the one that's writing checks on it. Obviously you're saying that you wrote a check to a closing agency from this account, right?
Yes.
So you're in charge of the account.
Your name was on it.
Co-charge, yeah, my name was on it, yes.
And at the time, Alexa's how old? 1920?
20, yeah, 20.
Okay. And then when Dave goes into Good Samaritan, you are the one that's saying that you're writing. How do you pay for that?
Good Samaritan?
Yeah.
I
So-
paid for that.
Out of what?
Are we talking what I paid back, or?
You said you borrowed some money and you paid it
Yeah,
back.
I paid that back. I paid that out of
How'd
my
you pay
account.
that back?
I paid that out of my checking account and
And that went to who?
credit card. Good Samaritan.
So you paid Good Samaritan directly?
Yeah, I paid them. I forget the months in January, February. I was making small payments directly to them from my checking account. And then I ended up losing a job because of certain people, and then Joe Sweats had moved out, so, and then I paid them off with 2 credit cards. Yeah, there was 2 credit cards and my personal account, and I paid it, and then some.
Okay. So, and going through this at the time you're working at the Port Orange Police Department, right?
Yes.
Osservate come giustifica il suo controllo assoluto. Si presenta come la protettrice della famiglia per nascondere il fatto di essere diventata l'unica persona ad avere accesso al denaro.
Kim, let me ask you a question. All right, I'm not trying to be an
Yeah.
asshole, nothing. I just want to be upfront with you. You borrowed money out of a benefit account. How do you think that looks?
I know.
You know what I
I
mean?
know. I know how that looks, and I get that. I'm not.
Yeah, and that's the.
I don't
And
dispute
We're
that.
saying that, so what do you think, again, ballpark, total money did you borrow?
It was at, I'd say 24.
1,000?
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking he's 3,000 to 4,000. What is it? Is it how it starts to get? So I'm saying is so that's what we're saying is that's why. How does this look on the surface? Is
Right.
You're borrowing money, meanwhile bills are going unpaid.
No, that's inaccurate.
Well, Alexa writes in a letter to the court that she could not save the house because she didn't have the money.
Right. But the money, that was, the house already went into foreclosure and she moved out before I borrowed the money.
The house wasn't bought in Daytona until April of 17.
Right, after the settlement. She moved to an apartment. The house was done. It had gotten damaged in the hurricane. There was a tree that fell on the roof. She was out of that house before I had borrowed the money. And the house wasn't a matter of not getting paid. It was a matter of, at the time, he was going from home to home. $19,000, I think, was paid to Vista Manor in Titusville. So, like, it was being paid, and then
where did that money go? Where did that 19,000? Where did that come from?
The same account.
From the benefit account, the checking account.
The same account.
Okay. And all the money that was in the GoFundMe went into that benefit account. Is that correct?
Yes.
Except for whatever percentage GoFundMe takes.
Yes. Right. But yes, that was all put in there.
So, again, this is where, again, on the surface, did you do anything, even on a tissue paper, right? Like, Kim Kilpatrick, am borrowing $24,000 from the benefit account. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
I was told there was a logbook that you guys, from Carmen Miller, that there was a logbook that kind of kept track of the money coming in. And the reason I know that you have to was because we recently, obviously, we had Rainer just pass away.
No,
there was a ton of money coming in, a ton. And we had to find a way to keep track of all of that so that nothing can come back to bite, that every penny was counted.
No, I don't have.
So no logbook ever existed?
I didn't have a logbook, no.
Okay.
No, and I don't.
To keep, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, but I didn't have a logbook. I don't recall ever having a logbook.
Or knowing anything about a logbook that
only
maybe
I remember
Carmen knew?
Carmen gave me was like a Post-it note with like some stuff written on it, some numbers and some names of people that wanted to like help out with more stuff, food and everything, but
okay.
I didn't get a logbook. I don't recall a logbook.
Have you continued your relationship with Alexa since you've known her since she was a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And Kevin and Dave.
Okay.
I buy Dave, when he was at the house, I would send him lunch because he would say he was hungry, so I'd send him lunch, pizzas and subs, and like, I've always been there. And Alexa, I talk to Alexa all the time. Like.
Questo è il punto cruciale della vicenda. Mentre lei utilizzava $24.000 di donazioni per saldare i propri debiti, la casa della detective Fouts stava per essere pignorata.
And that's what we're getting at. Is like, so the two charges that you're looking at, as I believe I told you, but grand theft and
exploitation. You have the same issue.
Well, why didn't somebody just call me and ask me, and I would have presented everything?
Kim, we did an investigation 3-4 years ago, and it never came up. Like this kind of stuff. Like this is the kind of stuff that as you're trying to develop, and this is where you got to understand, coming from my position, and
you kept that, Philip. You kept that close to your heart.
Yeah. There's this thing where the people are screaming that you're doing something shady, right? And I don't want to get into all the drama of it because honestly, all I care about is what the facts are. The facts are what it shows. And talking to everybody else, we've never heard the word loan. This $24,000, this loan, and people are coming to you from the PD's angle, FDLE's coming to you, all this stuff, and not once is this the first time we've heard about any of this. And so you see, coming from a transparency point, and you're talking about funds that are being donations that people are going in there because Dave is jacked up in the hospital and people are thinking he's going to die, and then there's house payments to be paid.
They donated that money for him.
Yeah, and then there's a loan. So I mean, you understand where we're coming from?
I do. It's just.
And that's why we're saying, is there any documentation whatsoever that you can show us at any point in time that this was a loan?
I can't. We didn't write anything down. I don't have anything to say that. Other than I paid it. I mean, honest, that's all I have. I don't have that. But, yeah, those other charges, forgery and all the other nonsense, yeah, no. Like, they come at me left and right, and it's just, yeah, those weren't accurate either, but and I'm just saying, I'm not blaming anybody, but everybody sat there and listens to two people that came in 2 years after the fact and are listening to Dave, who you just said yourself has good days and bad days, and is taking their word verbatim without ever asking me anything. Nobody has come to me about any of this at all until now.
Well, because as this has been going on since 2016, there's been so much
inner turmoil everywhere.
Turmoil there, but then there's a little smoke here, and then there's a little smoke here, and people are going back and forth, and it's coming from all angles.
And then all of a sudden we find that. We find these.
You're not talking about a small amount of money. Like, you were a captain at the police department.
I know.
If you guys were having a picnic and you went and used money from the police department, would you not have to bring receipts back?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
You have to keep track of it, yeah. I mean,
I buy gas, I have to get a receipt.
The checks have the police department's address on it, right? South Clyde Morris?
Yes, I think so.
So, I mean,
Carmen set it up, yes, so.
Did Carmen know that you took this loan?
Like, why did Carmen come off of the checking account? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
She was on it, and then she came off of it.
Well, it depends who you ask.
I'm asking you.
I know, but I'm just saying, she came to me and said that it was just too much going on. She was too stressed. She didn't have time for this because she was doing her victim advocate stuff, and she just didn't want to, have to be involved. So I said, okay. And she said, you're friends with the family, you can do it. So.
Qualsiasi agente di polizia sa che se non è scritto nero su bianco non esiste. Ammettendo l'assenza di documentazione, Kimberly ammette implicitamente che non si è trattato di un prestito, bensì di una rapina.
I guess the best way to put it, there's no way to decorate it. It just doesn't look good, and that's why we're here,
But we're here because you couldn't find that I paid it? Like, I mean, I get the other stuff, but
the exploitation statute is broad.
Mm-hmm.
It's depriving somebody permanently or temporarily.
Mm-hmm.
So, plus on top of everything else, I mean, there's not that, you're acting in your official capacity as the captain. Those kids, you said in your interview, you did everything you did for those kids. And I believe you. They were young. They don't know what they're doing. They got $250,000 coming in this direction, $48,000 coming from this direction, and then all this money coming in from the community. They probably needed some guidance. And I know they had two attorneys on either side working with them.
Well, you
know what I'm saying.
Right.
But if I'm sure Alexa probably looks at you as a mother or a figure. Older sister, somebody that she would look to trust. I trust your decisions. Hence why you probably had control of that account. And I mean, do you feel like that was the right decision to make?
No, I know. I
understand people who get. Trust me, I'm not financially. I've got debt. You know what I mean?
But again, going back to the statute. Is they have attorneys that have stepped into this thing. If you went to the attorneys and said, hey, can you write me up a little legal thing, payment schedule, because I'm about to borrow $24,000 from the benefit account, what do you think the attorneys would have said? Like, would have legally guided them at that point?
Yeah, I don't know what they would have said, but...
I mean, you think they would have said it's a good idea? Like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, is that where you come into is it wasn't done, and they're there, and again, that's why we're sitting here, is because there is some deceitfulness that was, like it or not, like nobody else was made aware of this. Nobody was made aware of this.
Outside of Alexa and I, no. You're right.
So that's where we go back to is this. I mean, there's some deceitfulness to it that happens, and I get it because, and according to the records, the consolidation loan I think had like a 26% interest rate.
Yeah.
So when we're saying like yes, when you get a loan in August and it gets paid off in December, it saves you a ton of money in interest.
I didn't realize. I thought it was just a set payment, and it was just this
Yeah,
is
but
it.
according to like,
So
I mean that's high. 26% is
pay the amount due, and that was it. So, like,
right.
I mean,
And just, you know, that's
well, if it's a consolation, I mean, I paid the money, and I paid interest on that money that I paid back. So, I mean, not that it justifies anything, but I'm just saying, like, it, like, I don't know.
anything else.
Does Kevin know about the loan? Did he know anything about it?
Mm-mm.
Did you talk to Kevin about the sale of the house in Port Orange or in Daytona or anything like that when he sold the house last year?
I did.
What was that conversation like?
I asked why he was selling it, and he was basically, you know, because I guess the pool was broke, the roof was bad, there's other issues with the house, and he said that, I guess, I don't know how she was involved, a realtor, but approached him and said, well, why don't you sell it, type thing, so he sold it. I told him, I said, I don't know about that, because, you know, your dad's in, where was he at the time? In Ormond. I can't think of the name of it.
The apartments or?
Qui il detective svela il vero vantaggio. Kimberly non si trovava in una situazione di vita o di morte. Stava usando i soldi di un uomo in coma per migliorare il suo punteggio di credito ed evitare alti tassi di interesse.
Not about
That's-
this.
well,
You're right.
Well,
People-
I
people
did.
didn't, you know, most people, if, for me, a lot of the times, and I was just actually telling him, sometimes I'm truthful to a fault. You know, I just,
I was
and
embarrassed.
it's
It was
something
just-
like, I get it, I get
You
it.
know, and like I said, I had paid it, and I'm still, you know, involved with them and help when I can and do what I can, and it's just,
Right, but it is
No way
still
can-
going back into the world that all three of us live in too, is there's always as things are starting to heat up, one of the best things that you can do, which would be to go to the supervisor and say, listen, this is what happened, this is the deal we made, and none of that was ever done either.
Yeah, is there anybody like,
You never ran into
Proctor
the
was
chief
there, the chief,
and-
anybody aware of any of that? Any of the lieutenants, captains?
no, because,
This is probably, chief, this is probably what they're screaming about, is they did give me a loan.
well, no, yeah, I know.
You know
But
what I mean?
they're screaming, and that's part of the,
I use that just as I'm not
no,
saying
I know,
people
but
screaming.
I'm just saying it's part of the reason I kept it very close to heart, because they were attacking everything anyhow. If I dated something wrong, they're attacking it, and they were implicating the chief on that, or the whoever, and it was just, the chief ended up leaving, the city manager ends up leaving, I end up leaving, because they're just, you can't even turn left without them saying, okay, you turned too sharp, you know, and there's a million different complaints on, Greg Cook right now is saying somehow I managed to infiltrate the city's whole internet system and shut down the whole internet system for like a month or two. Like, I don't even know how I would do that, but
Either do I.
But
through subpoenas and investigative means, lo and behold, there's these two transactions.
yes, I agree. And, you know, like I said, I kept it to myself.
And
Let me
that's-
ask you this,
Good.
as the investigation goes on, because obviously, you know, it's not gonna stop here, there's more stuff to do. Is there anything else that we're gonna come across?
Not at all.
Nothing as far as the money going from the GoFundMe, because from what I understand, you took the money out of the GoFundMe, you put it into a account with the PBA? And because there were PBA checks that were
Yeah.
deposited into that SunTrust.
Yes.
So you took cash out of the GoFundMe, deposited into, I don't know what bank account that is, and then wrote a check into the other account, a PBA check, right?
Yeah, the office, Jessica, she has a log of that money. I
Okay.
know. I
Okay.
know she has that.
There's a log
So-
of the money that came out of the GoFundMe, went into whatever checking account the PBA has, and then a check written into the SunTrust account from
What
that.
was your position with the PBA at the time?
I was president of the PBA. That was the job that I lost because of Cook and Light. So, yes. And that was my income I lost on that one.
It was a paid position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that one, probably might be one of the reasons why this ended up being, hurting you financially?
No, that was literally just a couple months after I had taken the loan, so.
Okay.
Okay, let me go check with them.
Access
that could be a problem.
denies and, huh?
So I guess that would be a problem.
It would be a problem, so, but I wasn't involved with any of that other than him looking at the IAs, but yeah, so, and now, from what I understand, is he's with Carlin and it's creating a bunch of drama with everybody too, so.
Why wouldn't he say something to her if they're together? You know what I mean?
Well,
About-
I think because they're together. So, and she has this vendetta against me, and I honestly have no idea why. Like, I've never had anything with her or Cook or any of them, so, I don't know. But, yeah.
Well,
And it's funny because Dave is just on the phone bitching about Carlin.
what was he saying?
He can't stand her. He calls her a bitch, and he kicked her out of his condo yesterday, and she tells him he's not allowed to have $50 extra a week, and she wants him to provide receipts for everything he buys, and he said, you know, the guardian, Tom, never said I had to do that. It's my money, and he said he's missing $37,000 out of his trust fund account, but I think that's what she used to pay the attorneys in Jacksonville to sue Politis and Guardiano. So, but, you know, he said he's never even met these attorneys, so.
Well, you got to take that with a grain of salt because he says the
Yeah.
same things about everybody else.
Everybody,
you know what I mean?
yeah. And that was-
and I really realized it one day when I had a conversation with him about he was looking for his cars,
Mm-hmm.
and I did some research and I found out that he had sold his cars prior to the accident.
Yes.
So to this day I still don't know what the hell he was driving, other than the motorcycle.
He had a Honda. There was a Honda. Well,
Was it-
Jen had a Honda, and it was leased, and
That's why I didn't see it.
when the lease was up, before the lease was up, that Honda was given back when she passed away.
Okay, so it was a
So,
lease. Because
yeah.
I was like, how the hell does he get around other than motorcycle outside of work?
Yeah,
You know what I
'cause-
mean? Because everything was sold before the accident. But he was looking for this truck, and he was looking for that truck,
Yeah.
and he was looking for this, and I
This
looked it up, and I was
Red
like,
Ford,
Yep.
and he got rid of that and got the Honda, and he actually got the Hondas because it was cheaper,
Mhm.
and he was all happy about that, and you know, and he was here's the other thing, he was giving up on that house. He told people in CID, he's like, they didn't want the house anymore, so they were just gonna let it go. It was too expensive, and they were gonna get an apartment again. So he wasn't paying on the house,
Right.
and, you know, but Cook and all them weren't friends with him and
Right.
didn't know that, and
Right.
of course, you know, when you read papers, it
and
looks bad, but the inside information, they weren't friends with him and didn't know what was going on. So,
well, I guess, you know, where I was going with that was that when I talked to Dave, and I was like, hey, you know, your cars were sold. You sold them
Mhm.
before the accident. You know, he kind of was like, oh, okay, you know. So he just kind of seems like whoever he's talking to at the time is which way he's gonna, you know what I mean?
That's how he goes.
That's how he goes, so.
Exactly.
That's why, you know, a lot of stuff you can't really, you kinda gotta take what he says with a grain of salt. Some of it's probably accurate, and some of it's probably just some, you know, his
Right.
brain playing games with him.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. So, and it's a shame though that him and the kids are
Yeah,
completely separated.
yep.
And it's
Yep.
unfortunate because
Did Kevin tell you I came by there and tried to talk to him?
he said he was gonna, and that's the thing. He said and I
I
asked.
told him I don't bite.
He did have COVID.
You know?
He did have COVID because he had told me he had COVID, but he talked to his attorney, and supposedly the attorney was going to handle it because they're all in this lawsuit, you know, where they're stealing all this money.
Alright, I'm just gonna do it like this because it's just to hurry things up because I know you want to call him. What's his number?
295.
386
Yes.
Yep.
2554.
2554. I'm just gonna put it on speakerphone.
Yep.
Hello?
Hey,
Hey.
it's me.
Hey.
So I've been arrested on a warrant.
Yeah. So I heard Heather call me.
Jesus. Okay. Alright. Well, I guess go to the Flagler County Branch Jail, and then the bond's around, it'll be 10,000.
Okay.
But I need somebody to get Ricky though at the bus stop at 4.
Yeah. So where are you now? You're still there? You're on your way, or?
Well, I'm
We're at Flagler.
at the Flagler PD right
Yeah.
now.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know. how much
They've already
longer.
done the warrant paperwork, so you should probably be going out to the jail here shortly.
It should be shortly.
Should be at the Flagler County Branch Jail shortly.
Yeah.
What's the address?
What's that one
No
off?
secret.
It's off 11.
Okay.
All right. Oh.
All
Do you
right.
have Sandy's number to get Ricky?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I can take care of it.
All right. Okay.
All right. So I'll see you in a bit.
All right. Love you.
Okay. All right. Love you, man.
Bye.
Good and bad news travels fast, huh?
Well, that means it's all over the PD in Port Orange.
Why, who's Heather?
She works at the PD. She's
For Port Orange?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Alright, let me see if we can get this moved along for you a little bit faster, alright? Alright. Let's just switch cups out.
Switches out. These are not mine, so I have the aluminum ones that are more comfier.
Aluminum.
Yeah, like the aluminum ones that are like coated with the.
You talking about that
the
outside
like
plastic?
little lightweight ones.
I don't know. I've been doing this job so long now, I just use.
Did they have cuffs when you started?
They did.
They did. I wasn't sure how long they've been around.
Mm-hmm.
See, mine have keyholes on both sides.
Oh, was that a little shot? They have keyholes on both sides?
My
Yeah.
personal ones do. I spent. I'm not gonna say how much I spent on them. At least they're not. They don't have anything on them.
Okay. Well, it's good to know that wasn't just me having issues with your key.
Oh, this key?
Yeah.
Alright. That key. Try to eat my key. We
I'm gonna let you do it.
There.
Okay.
Those. No, don't
Alright.
lock if you don't tighten up.
That's just a copy that goes with the property.
Oh, for the phone?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, Kim, good luck, okay?
Thank you. Yeah.
Alright. Go back into my car.
Kimberly è stata condannata a 20 anni di prigione e se ne pentirà sicuramente per sempre.